I'll tell you another thing that's frustrating is how many times is brain-dead Joe Biden going to tell this story?
Oh, no.
It happened again.
Oh, no. What?
Over the weekend.
Oh, no.
See if this sounds familiar to you. All right?
And I know about Amtrak. I've traveled 1.2 million miles on Amtrak. Because I commuted every single solitary day.
Sound familiar yet?
Sure
Are
does.
you getting the Amtrak feel yet? What's coming up here? Let me guess. You're going to tell us about Ange.
No.
270 miles a day, as my colleagues can tell you when the Senate was in session.
Now listen to this.
You get a kick out of this, Sherrod.
So he's directing that comment to Sherrod Brown. He's obviously campaigning for him. And he says you're going to get a kick out of this for the, 27th time? Yeah, I get a kick out of it every time you tell this story, Joe.
I was, the Secret Service doesn't like me taking a train because it stops too many places.
You believe this?
And so I was riding home, though, to see my mom, who was living with me because she was in hospice. And,
all right.
On a Friday.
And
a guy named Angelo Negri, a conductor, senior conductor, walked up and said,
Angie.
Joey, baby, grabbed my cheek. I thought he was going to shoot him.
Every time.
You know, they go, Joey.
Every time.
I said, Ange. I said, he's okay. He's a friend. It's a true story.
True story.
He said, what's all this I read in the paper?
No, it's not. But
You traveled over 1 million miles on Air Force planes. Every single mile a vice president or president travels, they keep a public record of on an aircraft, an American aircraft.
Yeah.
And he said, the boys and I were at the retirement dinner up in Jersey. So we figured it out. Average 222 days a year. 36 years. Total of 269 miles every day. Joey. What was true, and I said, 1,200,000 miles, not counting as vice president.
Oh, not counting.
I know a lot about trains.
That's the first time. That's the first time he's thrown in the not counting the vice president. So this is now before his vice presidency, where before he was telling the story as if it happened in his 7th year as vice president. But the problem with that is Angie was dead in his 7th year of the vice presidency. So now he's had to amend the story a bit because Ange retired long before he would have traveled 1.2 million miles. And he was dead when he was telling the story for the first time, or when the story supposedly happened. But the thing is, well, there's several things about this. A, it's not even a good story. B, it's mostly a lie. And C, do you think you've never told it before? Every time you tell it? I mean,
you're gonna get a kick out of this time.
Yeah. Bro. Yeah. Hey, Sherrod, you're gonna get a real kick out of this. Is he? Why? Why would Sherrod Brown get a kick out of that stupid story? Why would anybody?
So I was looking up this story just now, and I landed on a story from October of last year, Daily Mail.
Yep.
And their story was that he keeps telling this story. This was in October. And they said, quote, he has told some version of the story at least 5 other times in the last year.
It's up to 7 now.
So this is at least 7 times now. And one of the things they point out is that his mom died in 2010, 5 years before Biden hit the flight milestone.
He can't get it straight. He tried to even amend it to make it somewhat truthful, and he still couldn't get it right. Still couldn't do it without lying.
And
so weird.
And the guy who he references there had retired as a conductor.
Right, 15 years before.
In 1993.
Yeah.
There's nothing about this story that is accurate.
93. So let's say Biden started riding Amtrak every day in 1972 when he came into office. Let's just go ahead and say he rode from Delaware to Washington, D.C. every single day, back and forth. That's still only 21 years from when you were in office. He's claiming 36 years of Amtrak travel to get him to 1.2 million miles. Okay, so
please just
stop. Just please, for the love of heaven, stop telling this story.
I mean, this is prime old man
Yes.
grandpa territory.
Yes.
We're just like, yeah, we know the story. But the problem is, this guy who keeps telling it is the president of the United States.
Right. That's exactly right. That reminds me of a story I found over the weekend from WION. And it's headlined Gaff Porn. Are those making fun of Joe Biden ageist? You gotta be kidding me.
Yeah, it's our fault.
Yeah.
It's our fault.
Since he took office in 2021, and in the past few days in particular, U.S. President Joe Biden, 79, has been the butt of online jokes and trolling for his so-called gaffes.
Oh, gosh.
Sample some of the latest. Biden calls Vice President Kamala Harris the president. Biden has bird poop on his jacket, but carries on with his speech. Biden speaks about Afghanistan and Pakistan, but is diverted away by an Easter bunny. Biden appears to shake hands in the air with nobody, yet goes ahead with it anyway.
Thanks for making our point.
But look at these facts.
Oh, no.
What happens when a person ages?
Oh,
Human cognitive activity declines with age, but there are variations. Generally, it starts at age 60, but some people can be fine even into their 80s. Brain power declines with age, with shrinking of the organs starting from the 30s or 40s in some cases, and worsening from the 60s onward in most cases. Our memory, short and long term, starts fading, and it's perfectly normal and a consequence of lesser brain activity caused partly by the shrinkage. Age-related forgetfulness is not always a cause of Alzheimer's disease or any such ailment. It just happens. And the involuntary loss of muscle mass, which in fact starts in the 30s, becomes worse in the 60s, blah, 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 blah. I cannot go on, but you get the idea. Much of it is not known to the public, but let's take a random day from what is. And then he goes on to describe these. And he talks about how it's ageist that people are talking about the president in this way. He's the president. Yeah, I mean, we should cut slack to people who are aged and in their 70s and 80s. That's fine. And I understand that there's going to be some forgetfulness. This guy is the leader of the free world. You can't just excuse this and say we shouldn't bring it up.
What a pathetic excuse for an article.
Is that ridiculous?
Is repulsive. Screw this guy. You know what? If Joe Biden were at an old folks' home or sitting at a home in Delaware looking
we wouldn't
out
be
over
making
the beach,
fun of him.
We wouldn't be saying a word about this guy.
Right.
Good Lord,
We'd
shut
feel
up.
bad for him. I'd feel badly for Joe Biden.
We wouldn't even know. We shouldn't even know that he's going through this cognitive decline. Right in front of our faces, we get to see it every day, and it has serious consequences for the future of this nation and for the freedom of our kids. And this guy's writing an article saying we shouldn't acknowledge it? Screw you, man.
The guy's got control of the nuclear codes. I'm thinking you shouldn't have some sort of, cognitive decline when you're in that position.
Ugh.
Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just us. I don't know. Yeah, the excuses for him are mind-boggling, and they're everywhere. They either completely ignore it, or we're at fault because we're noticing that the guy is brain dead. Jeez. And you're right. If he were in a nursing home or he's in his own home, I don't care. Go to Rehoboth Beach and just hang out at the beach with your hideous wife. Go. And we won't say word one about you. Resign from the presidency.
Right.
And we won't give a rat's anus about how many gaffes you have every day.
Seriously, you want us to stop talking about it? Then go away, old man.
Yeah.
It's that simple.
Yeah. Mind-numbing.
I want a nap right now. It's only Monday.
And it's only Monday.
Only Monday.
It's only Monday.